I'm Rima, MD, and I'm the Medical Director of the Natural Solutions Foundation. And I'd like to ask you a question. Since it began operating in 1963, and the United States has been very much a participant in Codex, what has it gotten us? It's gotten us food-borne illness, cancer, cardiovascular disease, stroke, diabetes, obesity, and a host of other food-borne environmental illnesses. Diseases that come from an abundance of toxic chemicals, diseases and infertility that come from genetically modified food. Even the World Health Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization agree that the chronic, preventable, degenerative diseases of undernutrition are the epidemic diseases of which we are dying. Our food is killing us, and the special interests, starting with Big Pharma, with a genocidal background, are helping to kill us through Codex. Should our government be aiding, abetting, assisting, encouraging, and enabling? Do you believe that the quality of your food should be controlled by an international commission, which is run by the World Health Organization, which receives more than 2/3 of its funding from the pharmaceutical industry, and by the Food and Agriculture Organization? Do you believe that these two UN-related organizations, both of which are private corporations, just as the Federal Reserve is a private corporation, should determine the quality of your food, the content of your food, the contamination of your food? Do you believe that the United States should attend the almost 50 Codex meetings per year all over the world with an enormous delegation of corporate members representing the interests of Big Pharma, Big Chema, Big Agribiz, Big Biotech, and Big Medica, while their interests are supported and yours are not? Do you want to see the United States use its enormous world market power to force things through the World Food Code, which is what Codex Alimentarius sets itself up to be, that serve the interests of food contaminators and the interests of people who make a lot of money when you eat contaminated food and get sick? That's Big Pharma and Big Medica. Or do you want to see the United States stand within its own borders and internationally for clean food, for healthy living, for the standard of health freedom that the Natural Solutions Foundation, www.healthfreedomusa.org, and www.globalhealthfreedom.org stand up for? Well, I'm with you. I'd like to see the United States stop degrading our food at home because the FDA, the USDA, the EPA, and the FTC are in fact controlled by the industries that they purport to regulate. And I'd like to see the United States press for those same clean food standards around the world, rather than, to our shame, degrade the world's food supply and then try to force this degraded food not only on the foreign nations of the world, but on the United States too. Because here's what happens. They push something forward that, let's say, the biotech industry, the people who make GMO foods that are so untested and so dangerous, push forward what they would like. And then they come home and they say, well, it may be against the law in the United States, and it may be bad for the people of the United States, but if we don't do it, then we'll get hit with world trade sanctions. Of course, that's not true, as the Natural Solutions Foundation has conclusively shown. If countries follow the Codex two-step process, which we've laid out in videos and in our Codex ebook, countries follow the Codex two-step, then they can deviate by improving their food above the Codex standard, and that's not hard, without fear of World Trade Organizations. The Netherlands has done it, Austria has done it, Hungary. Now, we know that the Codex two-step process works, and we know that if a country is going to protect its food supply from the international degradation brought about at the request of the pharmaceutical industry, the folks who make lots of money from your being sick. And remember, the pharmaceutical industry is also the chemical industry, and it's also the biotech industry. And so what we're looking at is a circular model in which degrading the world's food and using very expensive, very damaging chemicals and permitting genetically modified food all feeds into the pharmaceutical profit structure. And you're the guinea pig. And the longer you're sick in this model, the better for the pharmaceutical industry. And oh, by the way, the genocidal agenda is right behind that. You're sick, you have no option but to use the pharmaceutical model approaches because natural medicine is under such attack. And then, of course, you die. Or you're made sterile by the various damaging substances that you've been given to eat as unlabeled poisons like genetically modified food. Now, the United States does not have to participate in Codex. The United States does not have to bring the Codex standards and guidelines home and implement them. Quite the contrary, the United States can easily, quickly, and to its credit, get out of Codex and raise the standard of its food by following the Codex two-step process. Please take the survey and tell us whether you would like the United States to be out of Codex Alimentarius. If you would, then we'll let the U.S. government know. And when our millions and our tens of millions say, "Don't you dare degrade our food. Don't you dare degrade the world's food. And don't you dare lie to us and tell us that it's because you fear the World Trade Organization, when there's a simple and efficient process through which we can simply ignore all of the dangers that Codex offers us." That's what we need to know. And then, please, forward this video and ask your friends and your colleagues and your neighbors and your family, everyone you can reach, to take this survey and tell us whether they want the United States out of Codex or whether they're content to have the United States continue to participate in the Codex Alimentarius process. It's your world. It's your future. It's your food. It's your freedom. And it's your choice. Thank you for taking the Natural Solutions Foundation survey, asking whether you believe that the United States should continue to participate in Codex. As for me, I say that the U.S. should get out of Codex and raise the quality of our food, not continue to degrade it. Thank you. This is Rima MD, the Medical Director for the Natural Solutions Foundation, reminding you that health freedom is our first freedom.